about Evelyn Glennie. So we came to know how Evelyn Glennie worked hard to reach her destination, and her destination was what? Music. So we came to know about everything, and every in detail we spoke about. We have discussed about Evelyn Glennie, and we have even done a few RTC on Sound of Music Part 1. Now we will be starting, today we will be starting Sound of Music Part 2. And this part is totally about Ustad Bismillah Khan. And who was he? If you all know that Ustad Bismillah Khan is famous for Shehnai. And he is one of the foremost famous Shehnai player who was conferred with Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan. Okay, so let's start. Okay, let's start with the beginning where we will know how actually the Shehnai, the concept of Shehnai came into the forefront, and actually it was discovered. It was discovered from a musical instrument, and the name of that musical instrument was pungi. Okay, so the in the chapter, when you go through the text, actually you will come to know the serial way in which the chapter is placed in order to make each and every student reading the text understand the origin of Shehnai, and how Shehnai has developed, and how Shehnai came up into the classical forefront of our nation. Okay, so the important points are, we will be reading them, and we will be discussing them. Okay, so Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of pungi in his royal palace because it made a shrill, unpleasant noise. Now see, when there the picture I will show you. This is from the text itself. This is a pungi, the structure, and the shehnai is a bit longer with holes made in the body. And how many holes? 7 holes. Okay, and here he is, Ustad Bismillah Khan. So Aurangzeb, because of the shrill noise that pungi was making, he banned pungi totally in his palace. And at that point of time, a barber belonging to a family of musicians, thought to improve the tonal quality of pungi. And how to improve the tonal quality of, actually the structure of the musical instrument implies what kind of what kind of tone it will be giving. So similarly, this barber thought of improving the pungi into some melodious tone, or into some sweet soothing tone. Okay, after that, he chose a natural hollow stem, longer and broader than pungi, and made 7 holes in a line in the body of the pipe. Okay. So he made these 7 holes is important because these are made in a line. They were made in a line. So you can't make the holes in different places, and 7 holes, and you can't tell that it is a pungi. Okay, it is a shehnai. So this person, the barber, he developed the thinking that if we make 7 holes in a synchronized line, and we close some of the holes while making the noise, while whistling the stem of bamboo, so in that way the tone may turn into something soft and melodious. And the result was actually very mesmerizing, because it gave a very melodious, sweet tone coming out from the lengthier pungi. And the lengthier pungi was what? It was named as shehnai. And why it was named as shehnai, we will know now here. When he played on it, closing and opening some of these holes in a sequence, soft melodious voice were produced. Okay, sounds were produced. Then he played the new handmade instrument in front of the royalty. Okay, royalty means in the palace. And everyone in the palace was totally amazed because till then they were just listening to the shrill noise of Pungi, but they haven't heard about Shehnai or the music or the tone that Shehnai was giving. And for everyone, it was soothing, and everyone was mesmerized by that sound made by Shehnai. So everyone thought of giving it a new name, a specific new name which can be remembered throughout lifetime. Okay. Then comes the main concept of Shehnai. As it was carved out by a barber, barber in हिंदी में हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं barber को? नाई, जो बाल काटता है हम लोगों का. And it was first played in the royal palace of Shah. Okay, in Shah's chamber. That means in Aurangzeb's Shah chamber, it was played first, and that's why Shah became Sheh, and Nai was added, and that's why Shehnai. Okay, so the sound became and slowly and gradually what happened, Shehnai was played and the sound of Shehnai became auspicious, and it was played in temples, weddings, and important occasions because it was regarded and considered as auspicious, which may also mean peace, which may also mean sanctity, which may also means godliness. Okay, so these things were attached, and so it was placed into the epistle, or we can say into the top of human notions in India. Okay, we in our into our traditions. Next, Ustad Bismillah Khan brought Shehnai to the classical stage. Okay, it was Bismillah Khan who brought that Shehnai, which was carved out from a bamboo, from naturally it was carved out from a bamboo stem, and it was done by one of his forefathers. Later on, it was developed into the classical stage or platform by Ustad Bismillah Khan, because Ustad Bismillah Khan from a very initial stage he was interested towards the playing of Shehnai. Why? Because his maternal uncles were all busy in Shehnai, and they were actually employed as Shehnai players in the temples of Banaras. Okay. So when he was 5 years old, he used to go to Bihariji temple in Dubrau, Bihar, to sing Bhojpuri Chaita. Okay, in the temple he used to go regularly every day to the temple in order to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita, because the Pandit has allowed him to go there every day. And what? Because he used to go there. Why? Because in return he always used to get a day 1.25 kg ka laddu. सो ऑलमोस्ट 1 kg से ज़्यादा, तो वैसा एक लड्डू उसको मिलता है, और उसी की चाह में वो रोज टेम्पल में जाके छैता का भोजपुरी सॉन्ग गाता है. ओके, सो इट वाज हिज usual day-to-day activities. Apart from that, when he was okay, a little bit of introduction to his life. He was born in 1916. Okay, he was born on 21st March 1916 in a well-known family of musicians in Bihar. His grandfather, Rasul Baks Khan, was the Shehnai Nawaz at the Bhojpuri King's Court. So, at the Bhojpuri King's Court, he had a position. He is employed under the king, his grandfather. He was employed under the king to play the Shehnai. Later, his father, Paigambar Baks, and other paternal ancestors were also Shehnai players. Okay, clear till here? Next, at the age of 3, whenever he used to go to his maternal uncle's home, what we can see that he used to accompany his maternal uncle, and his name is Ali Bux. Okay, Ali Baksh to the Vishnu temple, because Ali Baksh was given the responsibility to play the Shehnai in the Vishnu temple every day, and because Ustad Bismillah Khan, that at that time he was not Ustad, so Bismillah Khan was also very much interested to listen to the Shehnai music whenever his uncle or whenever his father's paternal or maternal relatives used to play the Shehnai. So he used to accompany whenever there is a vacation, and whenever he used to go to Banaras to his uncle's home with his mother, he used to accompany every day to his uncle to the Vishnu temple. Okay, and this instigated his love and craze. So because he used to see every day his uncle there, it instigated his interest towards Shehnai then and there. Okay, so this instigated his love and craze for Shehnai, and he started to practice in solitude in the banks of Ganga. And therefore, whenever he used to find time and whenever he used to find solitude time, solitude means all alone, he used to practice the Shehnai by the banks of Ganga. By the banks of Ganga, there are a lot of temples, and he used to sit there and practice Shehnai there. Okay, so things things are changing, because for a small boy, when from the age of 3 he can play the shehnai, and from the age of 5 he used to sing the chaita in the Hindu temple, in the Bihari temple, Pandit, what was his name? Okay, Bihariji temple. Yes, he used to go to the Bihariji temple in Dumrao, Bihar. So you can imagine that a child of 5 years, we are not catching, we are not, we won't speak about 3 years, because 3 years is a very tender age. But from then onwards, his interest started. But from the age of 5, you can imagine that how a child has just made up his mind that he will play shehnai, because his ancestors has played, and because he has the determination that one day or the other he will be world famous, and he will become someone who will be remembered for posterity, remembered for generations to come. Okay, so okay, once at the age of 14, we have instances, and so questions may come according to this, that at the age of 3, at the age of 5, at the age of 14, so questions will be coming, like when he did this, or at what age, or at the age of 14 or at the age of 5, what specific thing he did, which is mentioned in your text. So be very clear at which age what he did. Okay, so at the age of 14 again, Bismillah Khan accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. And then and there he was met by Ustad Faiz Ahmad. Ustad Faiz Ahmad is also a great musician, and he is famous for that. And he patted this small boy, 14-year-old boy, Ustad Bismillah Khan, and said him that work hard, you will reach one day to a great position. So that was the advice, the short advice, because it was a very short visit. And later on, the opening of All India Radio at Lucknow in the year 1938 made everything possible for Ustad Bismillah Khan, and it made easy for him that his voice can be heard all over India with the help of radio. So his voice was in the air regularly in the radio, and it was his voice, his Shehnai, his playing of the Shehnai, that was very remarkable, because on the 15th August 1947, he was the one who played the Shehnai in the Red Fort. And what he played Rag Kafi. Okay, Rag Kafi. So this is very important for everyone to remember what he played in the Red Fort on which day, on on the day of our actual independence, that is 15th August 1947, in the Red Fort, in the presence of an entire nation, in the presence of the representative of the entire nation and people listening him in the radio. He played the Rag Kafi, and this made each and everyone mesmerized at that place, because everyone was amazed with the beautiful melodious music that was coming out from his shehnai. Okay, and then his first in international performance, and then he went for the international performance that was held in Afghanistan, and there too he was gifted with Persian carpets and souvenirs. So it is very important that his first international performance, or any performance which is done out of the country, was in Afghanistan. And Afghanistan's king was also totally amazed with his playing of the Shehnai, and so he gifted a lot of things, costly things, valuable things to souvenir, even souvenir and Persian carpets to Bismillah Khan. Even Vijay Bhatt produced a film named Gunj Uthi Shehnai after his name. So it is very important. Later on, it was another South Indian producer who produced a film on the same concept of Shehnai of Ustad Bismillah Khan, and that too became very famous. So it is again very important to notice, because questions will be coming that name the two directors who made film. One was Vijay Bhatt and the other was an Indian. His name is not mentioned. I can't recall now. So when we will be discussing the question answers in the next class, we will be discussing that. Okay. Yes. Then he was invited in the prestigious London Center Hall in USA. Okay. Then again, he was invited in the prestigious London Center Hall in USA. And he also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in Cannes Art Festival, Osaka Trade Fair. He was so famous that an auditorium was named after him in Tehran. So slowly and gradually we can see that, we can observe that his playing of the Shehnai was totally different, and was totally it was complete in itself. It was very soothing for each and everyone to hear to him, and because of this, his fame, name and fame, and a lot of awards that was conferred on him was thick and we can say wide. So you can understand that numerous prestigious awards were conferred on him, and he became famous worldwide. For this, he was invited in a lot of universities, conference, and on his name even Tehran made a auditorium. Okay. Then we come to know that he was conferred with Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri, and Bharat Ratna. So these are all important awards which is conferred to the highest civilian award. So being an recipient of all these awards, he never had anything which was very much superfluous or which made him superior from others. He didn't behave in that way. He was a normal person before getting these awards, and he is still a normal person after getting these awards. And for this, his perception never changed. And he also had such an accomplice with the people around him that each and everyone was able to ask anything to him, because he had always replied to them politely and in a human way. So, being a great musician, also, he was a very down to earth person. We can just understand this because he was never uh, uh, haughty about the awards that was conferred upon him. He never felt proud on it. In fact, he advised each and every citizen of India to make sure that their children who will be the future citizens of the nation, they should have been trained into any form of music, because music is one of the richest tradition of our nation. Yes, and that's why he advised, he has a single advice for each and every citizen, present citizen of India, that we should make our children learn any form of music, any one or more than that, whatever one's caliber is. So so that the tradition, which is the richest tradition of India, should imbibe into the children, and in that way it will run into the future generations. Okay, so with this we know that they were not, that he tried to advise not in a very bigger scale, but his advice was very minute, that we just have to make sure that our children should know any one form of music, and he should be trained under that, so that if he has the capability and the caliber to grow into that music form, he can. And in that way, he or she will be enhancing the music, the tradition of music in our nation, in India. Okay. Next, he was very much into Ganga, Banaras, and Dumrao. Why? Because he was a very down to earth person, and very much a person who is, we can say, homesick in a different term, but he was always aligned to his home, to his motherland, to his original land. Because of which he has said that he only likes Ganga, Banaras, and Dumrao, because these were the places where he finds solitude, and where he can capture into the new regions of music with the help of his Shehnai. And he could practice for long, sitting hours and hours in the banks of the Ganga river, and bring out some kind of an exceptional musical form. So that's why he has said that he was very much into the river Ganga and the two places, that is Banaras and Dumrao. Okay. And then and there, once when a student asked him to head a music school in USA, when he went to USA in the London conference, wait, let me tell you. Maybe in this instance, London Center Hall in USA. one of his student of music asked him, "Sir, Ustad ji, please you stay here. We will just try to replicate the we will just try to make a replicated form of your place of Banaras and Dumrao, with the temples, with the structure of temples uh, by the side, and in this way it will help you to feel at home in the new setting. But everything will be a replica, okay, replica of the temples and of the mountains and of the river." Then Ustadji, he directly didn't refuse the small boy or the student, the music student, but he asked the student a different question, that can he make the river Ganga flow in USA? So that was the thing, that how can you imagine that a river will stop flowing in its own place and move to another place and flow there? So that is not possible. And when the student was asked that question, he was totally numb, because there is no way to bring the river there. And in that way, Ustad Bismillah Khan stayed his entire lifetime in Banaras, Dumrao, Ganga, and in different cities whenever he had the performances in different cities of India. So he was very much rooted towards his own place. We can understand from this. Yes? So in this way, we can just have a quick revision of the entire chapter, where a few things will be asked from your exam point of view. So this is one of the important thing which may be asked in your exam, because this small student or the student of the music student will be thinking that why this person doesn't wants to come to my place and head the music institute there. Okay, Bipin ji, good evening. I couldn't see the message there. ओके, गुड इवनिंग। बट बिपिन जी, यहाँ पे जो क्लासेस हो रहे हैं अभी, हम लोगों ने जो सीटेट का क्लास था उसको हमने चैनल शिफ्ट करवा दिया है, और जो सीटेट के लिए जो पढ़ रहे हैं आप वहाँ पे जा सकते हैं। हम लोगों का बीपीएस सरकारी साकोरी चैनल, उस चैनल में जाके आप लोग आप सी टेट के सारे क्लासेस वहाँ पे उपलब्ध होंगे, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने चैनल थोड़ा चेंज कर दिया है। और क्योंकि ये चैनल हम लोगों का पहले से ही क्या था, CUET का था। जो बच्चे हायर सेकेंडरी पास करके CUET में जाना चाहते हैं उन लोगों के लिए, इसीलिए हम लोगों ने अभी क्या किया है, यहाँ पे इंटेंसिव क्लासेस स्टार्टेड कर दिए हैं जो इंटीग्रेटेड है फ्रॉम क्लास 9, 10, 11, 12, एंड लास्ट में हम लोग CUET के लिए उन लोगों को ट्रेनिंग देंगे जो बच्चे यहाँ पे पढ़ते हैं। अभी आपके लिए तो सुविधाजनक होगा कि आप हम लोगों के बीपीएस सरकारी साकोरी चैनल में जाइए, और वहाँ पे आप देखेंगे कि सीटेट के लिए अलग एक व्यवस्था किया गया है प्लेलिस्ट में, वहाँ पे जाके आप सारे क्लासेस देख सकते हैं। ठीक है, समझ में आ गया होगा बिपिन जी? ओके, this will be one of the important question for your class 9 level exams. Then Apart from this is also very important, because all these are important points. But what was he conferred with? Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri, and Bharat Ratna. And even this is also important, because what kind of advice? The question may be a bit tricky. So question may be asked that what kind of advice was given by Ustad Bismillah Khan to all the people, all the Indian people, to all Indian people, or to all the citizens of Indian people who should give proper guidance and training to their child in any form of music. Okay, just remember that. Okay, this is very important, because on this special day, that is 15th August 1947, which rag he played? So the rag will be, चैनल का बिपिन जी, चैनल का नाम है बीपीएस सरकारी साकोरी. आप अगर बीपीएस सरकारी साकोरी चैनल टाइप करेंगे तभी आपको मिलेगा वो चैनल, वो सीटेट के क्लासेस. सेम ही है बीपीएस, लेकिन नीचे आप फिर लिखना पड़ेगा आपको सरकारी साकोरी. ठीक है. नाउ सी this question, he was the only one who entertained the million of people, entertained people from Red Fort on the special day, that is जब हम लोग स्वाधीन हुए थे. So that is a special day, that is 15th August 1947. And which rag he played, वो बहुत important है. So कौन सा राग था? राग काफी. Okay. Then, so this is not that important, but still you should know. This information is also very important, because when the All India Radio was set up in 1938 in Lucknow, from then and there he became more famous, because in air he could be heard by millions of Indians, and people came to know who is Ustad Bismillah Khan and what he plays, and how fluently and how comfortable the music that comes out. And the music is very much colloquial, we can say, or we can also say comforting. A lot of adjectives we can add here. Let me check more. And this, the evolving of the name Shehnai is also important. It may come for 1 mark. Okay. So they joined both and made it Shehnai. So Sheh and Nai. Okay. With this, we come to the end of today's session. Next class, we will be doing the fun they had, your chapter number 1. Okay. So my next class will be on Monday at 4 o'clock. विपिन जी, आपको मिल गया होगा अभी हम लोगों का दूसरा चैनल जो सीटेड के लिए है। ठीक है एवरीवन, आई एम एंडिंग द सेशन हियर।